Life is a journey full of challenges and opportunities. It's also a constant test of our inner strength and weaknesses. We all want to live a life of meaning and resilience, but there are habits that often prevent us from achieving our goals. In this video, we will explore 8 habits that make you weak and how to overcome them by applying the principles of Stoicism. Stoicism is an ancient Greek philosophy that teaches us how to live wisely and virtuously in a chaotic and uncertain world. Stoicism helps us to focus on what we can control, to develop virtues like wisdom, courage, self-discipline, and to face the inevitable difficulties of life with grace and dignity. As we go through these 8 habits, remember that self-awareness is the first step towards change. By recognizing and admitting these habits within ourselves, we can start the journey of replacing them with Stoic practices that will empower us to lead a life of strength, purpose, and inner peace. Habit number 1. Procrastination. Epictetus said, "Don't let the force of an impression when it first hits you knock you off your feet. Just say to it, 'Hold on a moment. Let me see who you are and what you represent. Let me put you to the test.'" Procrastination is the habit of delaying tasks and responsibilities that we know are important or beneficial for us. It weakens our willpower, slows down our progress, and wastes our precious time that could be used for personal growth and meaningful endeavors. The Stoic solution for procrastination is to live by the motto of carpe diem, or seize the day. In Stoicism, the focus is on the present moment and making the best use of it. Procrastination, on the other hand, is driven by fear of the future or aversion to the task at hand. To overcome this habit, we must adopt a Stoic mindset and remind ourselves that the only time we truly have control over is now. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, advised us to focus on what is within our control and let go of what is not. Procrastination often arises from worrying about the potential outcomes or the challenges of a task, rather than simply taking action. By applying the Stoic principle of focusing on the process rather than the outcome, we can break free from the trap of procrastination. Start by setting small, manageable goals and consistently work towards them. Embrace the discomfort and uncertainty of the present moment, for it is in these moments of struggle that we grow and develop the strength to face bigger challenges. Remember that time is a finite resource and each day you postpone is a day lost forever. Habit number 2. Negative self-talk. Marcus Aurelius said, "Our life is what our thoughts make it." The way we speak to ourselves has a profound impact on our self-esteem, confidence, and overall well-being. Negative self-talk is a habit that weakens us by eroding our self-belief and preventing us from realizing our true potential. Stoicism teaches us to take control of our thoughts and replace negativity with rationality and self-compassion. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most renowned Stoic philosophers and Roman emperors, emphasized the importance of monitoring our inner dialogue. He believed that our perception of the world is shaped by our thoughts, and therefore we must strive to maintain a positive and rational mindset. To combat negative self-talk, begin by observing your thoughts without judgment. Notice when self-criticism or self-doubt creeps in and challenge these thoughts with rationality. Ask yourself whether these thoughts are based on evidence or merely a product of fear and insecurity. Stoicism encourages us to practice self-compassion, treating ourselves with the same kindness and respect that we would treat a friend. Remember that you are not your thoughts, and you have the power to change them. Habit number 3. Complaining. Seneca said, "We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality." Complaining is a habit that weakens us by magnifying our problems and making us feel powerless and unhappy. Complaining is also contagious, as it spreads negativity and lowers the morale of those around us. Stoicism teaches us to accept the reality of the situation and to focus on finding solutions rather than dwelling on the negative aspects. Seneca, a Stoic philosopher and statesman, advised us to face our fears and challenges with courage and rationality. He believed that most of our suffering comes from our own imagination and expectations, rather than from the actual events. To overcome the habit of complaining, we must adopt a stoic attitude of gratitude and optimism. Instead of complaining about what we lack or what goes wrong, we should appreciate what we have and what goes right. Instead of focusing on the obstacles and difficulties, we should look for the opportunities and possibilities. Remember that every challenge is an opportunity to learn, grow, and improve ourselves. Habit number 4. Comparing. Epictetus said, "There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will." Comparing is a habit that weakens us by making us feel insecure, envious, and dissatisfied with ourselves and our lives. Comparing is also futile, as it is based on unrealistic and unfair standards that ignore the uniqueness and complexity of each individual. Stoicism teaches us to focus on ourselves and our own improvement, rather than on others and their achievements. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher and former slave, advised us to concentrate on what is within our power and to disregard what is not. Comparing often stems from worrying about things that are beyond our control, such as other people's opinions, actions, or possessions. To overcome the habit of comparing, we must adopt a Stoic perspective of self-reliance and self-acceptance. Instead of comparing ourselves to others, we should compare ourselves to our own past selves and measure our progress and growth. Instead of being jealous of others, we should be happy for them and learn from them. Remember that you are a unique and valuable person, and that your worth is not determined by external factors. Habit number 5. Escapism. Seneca said, "No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself." Escapism is the habit of avoiding or distracting ourselves from the problems and challenges of life. It weakens us by preventing us from facing reality and developing the skills and resilience to cope with it. Escapism is also addictive, as it creates a false sense of comfort and pleasure that is hard to give up. Stoicism teaches us to confront the difficulties of life and to use them as opportunities to grow and improve ourselves. Seneca, a Stoic philosopher and tutor of Nero, advised us to embrace adversity and to learn from it. He believed that no man is more unhappy than he who never faces hardship, for he is not allowed to test his character and potential. To overcome the habit of escapism, we must adopt a Stoic practice of self-discipline and self-examination. Instead of escaping from our problems, we should face them head-on and seek to solve them. Instead of distracting ourselves with entertainment and indulgence, we should engage in activities that challenge and enrich us. Remember that the true source of happiness and fulfillment is not in external things, but in ourselves and our virtues. Habit number 6. Blaming. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Blaming is the habit of holding others or external factors responsible for our problems and failures. It weakens us by making us feel victimized, resentful, and powerless. Blaming is also counterproductive, as it prevents us from taking responsibility and learning from our mistakes. Stoicism teaches us to focus on our own actions and reactions, rather than on those of others or the circumstances. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher and former slave, advised us to realize that we are not disturbed by what happens to us, but by how we interpret and respond to it. He believed that we have the power to choose how we perceive and deal with any situation, no matter how difficult or unfair. To overcome the habit of blaming, we must adopt a Stoic attitude of accountability and self-improvement. Instead of blaming others or external factors for our problems, we should examine our own role and contribution to them. Instead of feeling sorry for ourselves or angry at others, we should look for ways to improve ourselves and our situation. Remember that you are the master of your own destiny, and that your actions and reactions are the only things that truly matter. Habit number 7. Seeking approval. Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Therefore, guard accordingly, and take care that you entertain no notions unsuitable to virtue and reasonable nature." Seeking approval is the habit of basing our self-worth and happiness on the opinions and judgments of others. It weakens us by making us dependent, insecure, and unhappy. Seeking approval is also futile, as it is impossible to please everyone and to control what others think of us. Stoicism teaches us to focus on our own thoughts and actions rather than on those of others. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most renowned Stoic philosophers and Roman emperors, advised us to guard our thoughts and to ensure that they are aligned with virtue and reason. He believed that the happiness of our life depends on the quality of our thoughts, and that we should not let them be influenced by external factors. To overcome the habit of seeking approval, we must adopt a Stoic practice of self-reliance and self-respect. Instead of seeking approval from others, we should seek approval from ourselves and from our own conscience. Instead of worrying about what others think of us, we should focus on what we think of ourselves and how we can improve ourselves. Remember that you are the only judge of your own worth, and that your happiness is in your own hands. Habit number 8. Resisting change. Epictetus said, "Nothing happens to any man that he is not formed by nature to bear." Resisting change is the habit of clinging to the familiar and rejecting the unfamiliar. It weakens us by making us rigid, fearful, and unhappy. Resisting change is also futile, as it is inevitable and unavoidable in life. Stoicism teaches us to embrace change and to adapt to it with flexibility and courage. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher and former slave, advised us to accept the things that happen to us and to use them for our own benefit. He believed that nothing happens to any man that he is not capable of enduring, and that we can turn any situation into an opportunity for learning and growth. To overcome the habit of resisting change, we must adopt a Stoic mindset of openness and curiosity. Instead of resisting change, we should welcome it and see it as a chance to explore new possibilities and experiences. Instead of fearing change, we should face it with confidence and optimism. Remember that change is the only constant in life, and that it is the source of progress and innovation. These are the 8 habits that make you weak and how to overcome them by applying the principles of Stoicism. By breaking these habits and replacing them with Stoic practices, you will become stronger, wiser, and happier. You will also be able to live a life of meaning and resilience, no matter what challenges or opportunities life throws at you. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to comment below and let us know what you think. Until next time, stay strong and stay stoic.